And are you refreshed? Now what?
In the break, I was just trying to come up with a way. I was just saying, how can I raise my hand without needing Abraham to come? I was just like, I am needing this. No, but if I need it, then I'm resisting it. So like.
So you demonstrated to yourself that by your awareness of how it works and with a little bit of focus, you could pull it off. And there is nothing that we like more than for you to catch yourself doing that. Really good. Now get out. No.
I'm here. So I really like, I want to feel better. Throughout like listening to you, I've been like coming up with like tons of questions, just like when I meet them, this is what I'm gonna ask. And like today I noticed that there's no point. 2018 was that. Yeah, it was that year. And
do you think there's anything right now that we know that you don't know? We know you know how it works. We can feel that you've been listening and that you get that. So your questions are mostly just about how can I apply what I now know? And that's just by caring and by doing it and by demonstrating to yourself just like you just did. See, the thing that we like so much about what just happened is that when you have a clear intention and you accomplish alignment and then you get the results, that's how you know. The universe will never let you down. You'll never forget this moment in time because your conscious thought was so specific and you shifted your vibration by dissuading yourself from need and by focusing just upon pure desire. And then the universe heard you and responded to you instantaneously. And that's the way it always is. So as you just continue to remember that that's how it works every time, you've got the formula. So now you just mess around with the formula till you get really good at it. Then you've got it.
Okay.
And then you can be or do or have anything you want anytime you want it.
Okay. I want to ask this question without without like walking backwards.
Well, we're going to give you a break.
Yes.
We're going to let you ask it. We're not going to interrupt you. And then we're going to answer it.
Okay.
That's not like us.
Okay. For what I do, I feel that I have to be in the United States. I had a visa. I'm from Dominican Republic, and I came to study here. And I have a visa. I had a visa that got expired, and I applied for my green card. 2-3 weeks ago, it was denied, and I don't have to leave like the country right away. I'm still sorting that out with the lawyers. It's just I attracted this because when I received sometimes you get like request of evidence. They want like more evidence to say what is the final decision. Ever since I got that letter in October, I basically rearranged my life in New York just so that if it gets denied, I'm ready to go back home. And that's exactly what happened. And I don't know. I don't know. And everybody around me, it's blaming the person that denied it. And I'm like, I haven't thought about that like once. I'm just like thinking, okay, I created this, so what now?
Well, there's something that we haven't talked about here today that matters, and this is the first opportunity to really flesh it out in a way that you can hear it, and that is that things are always working out for you, even when it doesn't look like they are. Those like you, who we teach, deliberate creators, where you get hung up is that if I'm a deliberate creator, then I want to describe how I want it to be, and I want it to be that way. And there are two things that we want to help you to remember. You're describing it in ways that you sometimes don't know because you're describing it through your emotions and through your vibrations. And so sometimes your verbal description and your vibrational description don't jive. We talked about that already here today. But there's another thing, and that is that if things are always working out for you, then can you accept that no matter what happens in the interim, that eventually there will be a time that you will realize that that caused you to launch this rocket, and that caused you to launch this rocket, and that caused you to launch this rocket, and all that launching of rockets has created a vibrational scenario that is made for the grand life that you are in the process of creating. So one thing that you really don't want to do is to create a scenario in your mind where this has to be like this and this has to be like this, where when it isn't like that and it isn't like this, then you go into freak out mode. You have to find a way to stay out of freak out mode and stay in things are always working out for me mode, no matter how things are currently looking. And people who face reality call that delusional. But people who create reality call it the way that it works. And so the question that we have for you is, can you maintain positive expectation when the current response from government or whoever it is isn't what you think you need it to be?
I think I can.
You want to.
I want to.
But it takes some practice. Here's something else. When you want something as much as you want this, the power of your desire goes a long way. And all you have to do is catch glimpses of that desire that feel good to you. That's the homework that we're offering to you. Finding glimpses of your desire that aren't worrisome in nature. Because here's the thing. You've already created the scenario and your inner being is all over it. But when you're worried, you're nowhere near it. So you don't get good impulses about timing or rendezvous points or anything like that. Things are working out for you, but it's slower if you keep missing the rendezvous points. Our friend earlier offered some cliche about keeping on, and we'll offer one about keeping the faith. But what that keeping the faith means is believe in the vibrational reality and don't let the manifested reality dissuade you from believing in the vibrational reality. It goes back to what we were saying over and over again earlier today, that your point of attraction is about your mood. So Esther noticed one day that she was worried about something, and it was right after a seminar like this on the flight home. So she was all active about what she'd heard and the recording that she'd listened to right following the seminar. And so she asked herself a very bold and poignant and well-timed question. I'm either worried or I'm in alignment, but it's not both. Which is the same thing as saying I'm either worried or I'm in the receptive mode, but it's not both. I'm either worried or I'm letting myself receive the impulses from my inner being that will serve me. I'm either worried or I'm on my path to what I want, but it's not both. So you have to reach the place where you are not willing to be worried. You're not willing to give in to that bogus perspective that denies your desire. You're going to stay focused on the unfolding of the path, no matter what twists and turns the path seems to be taking. So collective consciousness these days makes this subject really a hot subject, because it's like you'd be a fool to expect good things to come in this environment. Those are not our words. Those are the words of mass consciousness, and they don't know what they're talking about. Humans, that's humaning.
Yeah, humaning. The thing about it is that in order to get the specific green card that I'm applying, like, you need to demonstrate that you are in a certain level in your field, which my lawyer and me, we think that, we know that.
What is it that's required?
You need to have won awards in your field. I'm an actor, which I have.
And what was it that you need to have before you said an actor? You need to have what?
Awards.
Awards,
yeah. You need to have press about, like, talking about you, and you need to have, like, lead roles, and which I have the requirements. And the lawyer said to me that she has a case that has this doesn't make any sense. It is not even worth it, but it's less evidence than what I have. And that case was approved, and it was sent at the same time that my case was sent.
It's good news.
And I did not for a second, oh, what, I didn't go that rabbit hole, what that person had that I didn't. I was just
And you didn't argue with what she said. You accepted it.
Yeah, I accepted it.
And so?
Yeah. And so, yeah, so I think I want to add, why?
The thing about being in a process where there are a series of no, you can't do it, 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 is that it causes a series of yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can, yes, I can. When somebody says no, you say yes. When they say no, you say yes. When they say no, you say yes. And then you begin to say, bring on the no's, because that's bringing the yeses, and the universe is listening to me, not you. Because I create my reality, you don't. You're not even really thinking about me. You don't know my heart. You don't know my desire. You can't read my energy. You don't know my vortex. You don't know my future manifestation. You have no idea. And so your current interpretation of my process is irrelevant. But it's helping me. Because when you say no, I say yes. When you say no, I say yes. When you say no, I say yes. And if I say yes enough, I believe it. Because you don't know. You don't know. This is one of our favorite things. Have you ever watched a movie, an old movie, and there's an actor in it who the first time you saw that movie, you didn't know who they were. And now you're seeing it again and you can't believe they were in the movie. They were already famous. The world just didn't know it. And when the movie was made, they didn't know it. But now, these years later, when you're watching it, now it's easy for you to now know it. You know how that sort of twists your brain into a knot? Because they were already famous. They just didn't know it. They just didn't know it. Well, that's what's going on with you. That's what's going on with you. So, if you don't need current evidence to know that, doesn't matter what they're asking for. It's not the evidence that they're requiring that matters. It's the evidence that you are requiring. So you just got to know it. And everything that they think they need will catch up. That's how it works. And you know how we know? Because we know the laws of the universe, and we've watched every single actor.